featuring unique voices, the written and or unwritten words during this 1-hour broadcast. This is live in studio presentation. On some weeks, it might be live pre-recorded presentation or a combination of both. Internet radio is our global stage, our gathering place around the mic that virtually replaces the baobab tree, where all kind of stories have been and continue to be shared. Now, if you tuned in last week, you heard folktales last season. It's been many weeks since I've been here. If you tuned in last season, you heard folktales like The People Could Fly by Virginia Hamilton, Unadorned Praise with Ukulele and Gospel by Travis Townsend and Sandra Benton, radio-adapted plays for the stage and screen like Fetch Clay, Make Man by Will Power, and Prince of Denmark by Jeremy Allen Richards, strong voices and stories of empowerment and creativity like S. Pearl Sharp, Charles Reese, Yetta Young, Lola Love, and so many more. Today,
Lady Dread.
The story is one root with many branches. It's about humanity, our vulnerabilities within a nation, dare I say world, that challenges one group of humans to seemingly no end. Thankfully, everything is not always what it seems, but for the spirit of resilience, we go forth. Gathered around the mic with an offering of poetic justice.
Lady Dread.
Yes, Lady Dread. Lady Dread is here. Lady Dread is a world beat reggae soul female recording artist who has worked with Fully Fullwood, Chenna Smith, Ross Michael, Sly and Robbie, Michigan and Smiley, Beanie Man, Ja Faith, and Julian Marley, amongst others. Then we have Miss Tuesday. Miss Tuesday.
Greetings.
All right, Tuesday, Connor. Tuesday's guiding light was the Inner City Cultural Center, which allowed her to costume Hollywood and Broadway. She also produces tributes and award shows and shoots short films created from her poetry, taboo tales to stir your soul.
Hotep, Brother Rob Morrow.
Brother Rob Morrow has been in the poetry spoken word game since 1998. His writings manifest movement and awareness.
Greetings, MTs.
MTs is an LA native that enjoys writing rhythmic poetic sound bites to feed your soul. She has been a featured poet at Spoken Funk, Swam, Tia Chuchas, and other various locations in Southern California.
Peace, family. True thought requires uncommon effort.
All right, True is a new voice to the spoken word genre. Although limited in his exposure, he immediately developed an almost reverent appreciation for the dynamic art form of spoken word.
Tasha Ossett, the Divine Feminine.
All right, Tasha Ossett is a spoken word published artist griot who has appeared in plays and performed at universities and colleges nationwide. Her work is featured across urban city streets for raw entertainment or taking a political stand for her people. She is a mother of three, and a co-host of Superforce radio TV show along with poet Eddie Lamont. Low Bass, that's who you hear on the drum, everybody. Low Bass, a Chicago native, is a filmmaker, musician, and creator of the Black and the Beautiful Club. He is the house drummer and part of the production support team here at Radio Theater for Your Soul.
Peace and blessings, Victoria Renee, also known as Verse.
Verse has over 20 years of history creating poetry that speaks to the soul. She began writing poetry at age 10 and has since composed decades of poetic pieces that speak to her life experiences, what she has witnessed and observed. Listeners, that's just a brief intro of these storytelling poets, singer, musicians. But you're about to learn more as they share their stories, their voices, as I refer to as poetic voices of change. It is my hope that this offering will awaken the dormant places in your mind. And it is my expectation that something you hear today will initiate action to ensure that every human being on the planet Earth is treated with dignity, justice, and respect. This is Poetic Justice.
Black Lives Matter.
Out in the street, they call it murder.
Looking to the Lord and screaming and asking God why. Not my child, Lord, please say it ain't so. 'Cause now I'm dressed in black and my head hangs low, yeah. But Lord, please help us, won't you hear my cry? And in the streets, Lord, please don't let me die. No, to do your will, Lord, I will try to keep my head looking to the sky, yeah. Makeshift memorial on every corner, makeshift memorials, yeah. On every corner, makeshift memorials on every corner. Candle lights are burning 'cause another one's a gonna. Tell me when we gonna stop killing one another. You can stop this madness if you really wanna, yeah. Oh, yeah. See, whoa, yeah. Now, it doesn't always have to take a gun. Neither does it have to take a knife. Sometimes this little thing called the tongue. Well, how we talk about one another. Hey, backbite, lie, and cheat on each other. But today, we come to let you know. Oh, we got to stop the killing, oh. We gotta stop the killing. Oh, yeah. Stop the killing. We gotta stop the killing. Sing along with me. Stop the killing. Hey, hey, stop the killing. Oh, yeah. Stop the killing. We gotta stop the killing. Yeah. Get up, stand up. Yeah. Stand up for your rights. Well, we gotta get up, stand up. Yeah. Don't give up the fight. Hey, 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 get up, stand up. Stand up for your right.
All right,
Yes,
all
sir.
right. Lady Dread. Yes.
When the world is heavy
Bless.
is when the tax man comes. He's the only son of a gun who can ruin my everyday and then some. If it ain't him, it's the LAPD looking at my plates, yeah. I got expired tags, I couldn't get it smoked. You figure it out, you're the man. Tell me what's the cause behind mechanics beating women, men getting away with rape, banks steal your money, a color, racial line hate. All this stuff has got to be a mistake. Starving men and children living in the streets. There's room for all of us indoors, but it's the system. It's the system you gotta learn how to beat. And all this salary they ain't dishing out gets to be real hard on a man. I'm out here busting my balls, and the government wants all that I have. Check your birth record. You are a certified number belonging to state. I'm still a slave if I listen to you and do all the things you tell me to. I ain't no slave. Forget you, Bush 1, and double forget you, Bush 2. Reagan, the state senate, Schwarzenegger to boot. National intelligence, the military lie, CIA, FBI. Did I leave anybody out? Oh, yeah, AT&T. And every judge who pretends he's God It's his wrath you have to meet. And forget jury duty, who says being evicted is not an excuse, but I'm not even on a trial yet. Just be here. Those are the bloody rules. You see, they have one set of rules for whites and one for blacks. There's another set of rules for women and one for the poor. There's another set of rules if you're thin and one for men. Now, the rich make up all their own rules, and so does the church. But all the rules belong to you if you're government employed or Walt Disney. All of you are exempt. But every once in a while, they'll throw one out front. Slap them on the back of the hands, dodging from you. What's the real master plan? To all of this, I say, forget you. Forget you. Forget you. I would be living in the gutters of Beverly Hills streets if I believed everything they told, paid all the rent, interest, taxes, loans, insurance, utility bills, and the price of gas they want me to pay and say I owe? Land of the free, born here, spit on me. And where's great-grandpa's 40 acres and his mule? You can call that ass my education and get back your loan when the cremator has finished breaking down my bones. Government robbing its own people. Distributing guns, drugs, and disease robbing for the sake of fattening rich man's pockets. A demonic estate. Yours is coming to you in the by and by, still chaining up black men, immaculate prison systems, poor-ass schools. Tell me, if you educated the child, would you feel terror for him? Afraid for the day when he rule? Can't buy your education? You ain't getting one, fool. Real messed up system from messed up my men. When the world is heavy on my shoulders, 99.99% of the time, you best to believe it's him taking all that I earn. Storing satchels of gold. It's natural to share and love. It's easier than being a stuck-up so-called USA is my best friend. My country 'tis the beast. Corruption is their plea. Land, oil, and gold. Land where my son did die. Policeman took his life. I know that I am not alone. I can't trust thee. USA! Woo!
USA, USA. All right.
Time has arisen. Did you hear what I said? I said time has arisen. The voices are heard. A beating heart seek answers with demands to be given without spin, without compromise. You see, the world's our stage, so no time for nonsense. We are Freedom Summer's infants, detaching our umbilical cords and stretching out the womb with raised fist. As we move forward, where struggles happen, where ambiguity is dancing with rainbows, and perseverance cradles sorrows. I'm a Garveyite incarnate, lifting every voice from the bowels of King Do. I'm reflections in discipline, who preserve tears that fall in line, rehearsing battle cries and dismantling pain with blues. I'm humming bouts of street soldiers. A third eye occupy the sixth sense that thrive and organize, handing out pamphlets, speaking on reparations and voter registrations. Reparations and voter registrations. Reparations and voter registrations. To increase the number of a rising nation that flexes insurrection and maintains dignity with a Nat Turner swagger and Kwame Toure's insights. These vibes have felt strongly like Braille, a mindful pilgrimage. The endurance of melanin is being risen and spilling unity on the table, challenging anyone to wipe it away. It's a dawn of a new day in the context of self-love, self-pride, self-empowerment, and nothing will be ceased, if you please. So give it up for my homegirl, the queen, sister from the valley, MTs.
I've got news for you. I've got news for you. I've got news for you. The revolution is coming. The revolution is coming. I hear drum beats. I hear heartbeats. I hear sound beats in my ear. I see, I taste, I feel your fear. The revolution is coming, so tighten up your seatbelt. Get ready for the ride as we continue in the fight for equality, justice, and basic human rights. I've got news for you. The revolution is coming. From the Revolutionary to Vietnam, Desert Storm, and Iraq wars, we fought in them all, but not even that was enough to even the score. From sea to sea and from shore to shore, our men, our children are considered criminals, and our women, in your eyes, we don't even matter anymore. When we were slaves, you see, we had 15 or more jobs. Now to survive, we have to beg, steal, even rob to make ends meet, feed our families with barely enough to eat. I've got news for you. I've got news for you. The revolution is coming. The revolution is coming. With the dawning of the ages, we pray for God to save us. But how can God save us if we can't save ourselves? People are dying. People are crying from persecution on the inside, execution on the outside of man-made prison cells. I've got news for you. The revolution is coming. You see, when we chant that Black Lives Matter, we are told to quiet down with all that horrific noise, horrific chatter. When we demand fair judicial process, you tell us that our antics incite riots, even civil unrest. You see, we are marked for death, which causes civil and social unrest, continuously watching unarmed people take their last breath. I've got news for you. I hear drum beats. I hear heartbeats. I hear sound beats in my ear. You see, I taste, and I feel your fear. The revolution is coming. The revolution is coming. With the dawning of the ages, we pray for God to please, please, please save us. But how can God save us when we can't even save ourselves? When we chant that Black Lives Matter, we are told to quiet down with that noise, that horrific chatter. Does it even really matter? I've got news for you. I've got news for you. The revolution is coming. The revolution is coming. The revolution is coming. The revolution is near. I've got news for you. I've got news for you. The revolution, the revolution, the revolution, the revolution is here. I've got news for you.
All right.
As an active young boy, back before back, knees, and joints were of more concern than scoring points, we used to say things like, Jordan with that fadeaway. Or jumping to catch a touchdown pass over the head of my defender, Randy Moss, the highest man, then, of course, Heisman. We followed examples of the physically gifted who'd seemingly ascended to a higher plane of existence, a realm above. See, we believed what we'd seen on TV and thought we could be like Mike. I turned my attention to music. I still remember when I found that this dissonant chord vibrating upon the fibers of my soul would resolve when allowed to resonate through wooded winds. So I played. No Pain Too Heavy for Coltrane. Rollins and Parker entirely illuminated the darker corners of my entirety. And on any given day you might find me spinning in a random mirror trying to remember the time I believed what I'd seen on TV and thought I could be like Mike. See, when nouns become verbs, when names come to mean action, they can reflect the time and redefine the nature of our very being. And when that persona becomes more prevalent and less relevant words subside in defeat, I can't help but wonder, how long until our names become verbs for dying in the street? When will the world understand it? Rather than accept the fate we've been handed, that justice isn't black and white but shades of Freddie Gray who got Sandy blanded. I say her name in honor, but it bothers me that yet another man of Sandy complexion will escalate a simple situation simply because the bold, brilliant, vibrant, vivid spirit of my people could never be so bland as to suit his simple taste. Never enough kind words to sand down the rough edges of a gruff exterior. Sandy Bland, a beautiful queen, may she forever rest. But her life was the antithesis of the picture her very name suggests. And yet, another family told, don't Freddie in a better place. But no conversation can explain it away, and no compensation can return Freddie Gray from the ether. Or John Crawford either. Only 22, not even holding a 22, but only the big homie knows how much he'd grown in those 22, so who knows what the next 2 decades might have decided. The children for whom he might have provided. The cases over which he might have presided. Justice John Crawford. We march for progress, hoping for leaps and bounds, only to watch Justice John crawl forward, mortally wounded. So we, broken verbs, traverse stages with spoken words for all ages, huddled masses yearning to breathe free. We choke out lies, strangle hate, speak truth to power, Eric garner support so that one day when we decide to stop playing 12 years a slave, we can Tamir rise up as one people unified, abandon the insanity and fight for our place in humanity. Hands up, demand that this beautiful hue, this skin Michael Brown by the sun, be as respected as a celestial body we reflected from day one. But until then, we will continue to share these words and hope that our little nouns will never become verbs who believe what they see on TV and grow up to be like Mike.
Yes. I walk amongst the land of the walking dead. You see, the ones that only seek knowledge, westernized civilization, school-fed, man, they eyes are gazed over, infected with a virus. But I see deep into your soul, into the abyss of your pupils and your iris. Controlled by chemtrail gases, walking in masses, ready to see who wants to bite me the fastest. I recognize everyone, because I used to be one. Until I reverse my curse, and now I'll slay anyone who runs up on me, plotting on my demise. They lack knowing thyself. The dead has arise. Can't understand that we're being misled, hanging on to every word that the government said. Man, call me zombie killer, the knowledge dealer. You see, one dose of information can shock the body and be lethal like salmonella. I'm taking off heads of the walking dead, but sometimes when I get scared, I have to pace my heartbeat real slow to the melodic rhythm of the mighty Congo. Man, I'm a female gorilla, but don't make me kill you. I will attack you with love and knowledge to heal you. My antidote is a famous quote, and it goes, I would have freed y'all all had y'all known that y'all was slaves. Red bone exterior, Harriet Tubman interior. We was taught over generations that we was inferior, but our bloodline read truth and DNA says superior. Zombie killer, mostly dressed in all black. But it's not 2 texts I keep in my backpack, it's 2 books and a map. So I can navigate home like a Dogon. See, once y'all study that theory and turn the words around, it do reads no God. But please, don't misconstrue my light skin. 'Cause if you scratch the surface, you will find a Zulu within. I wear my hair in 9 ether, and I'm not afraid either, because I went from a grand diva to a supreme team believer. I'm so connected to the universe, y'all, my bones ache in a storm. Are those zombie killer? Are those zombie killer? Bring that drum in, man. Are those zombie killer? They call me zombie killer. They call me zombie killer. They call me zombie killer. Put the books in your head and I will kill ya. Put the knowledge in your head so the government won't kill ya. They call me zombie killer. Tasha said, thank you.
All right.
And so it happened. A nightmare transition my deepest fear revisited 2 brothers abandoned by life due to life's complications, non-resistant. And my heart breaks, aches, wrestles with the reality of 2 kings lost to casualty, with no one left but me to carry our legacy. And it pulls at my core to envision life no more without my family. The thought of having limited successors to carry our family name, no offsprings to echo our claim to fame, leaves me breathless, restless. My existence shatters because Black lives do matter, and the thought at 43 of never giving birth to a mini-me, with my family long gone to heaven's peak, I'm left with doubts. My heart shouts, am I really missing out on promoting strength with the current state of our children at risk? Is this really the right time to produce a reflection of mine? Are our children truly safe to be free, to be me, to walk the streets without hesitancy? Fast forward years upon years, and the echoing theme remains tears. Black men slain with no recognition of name, no respect for Black life, no remorse for our strife, no appreciation for our contributions, just historically embedded hate rewind, but discreetly. And so it happened. And now it's just me. My loss, my brothers, my mother, now just me left to be the vessel. And my prayer for tomorrow is that there is a stronger threshold for tolerance, so that different is not defined as a weakness to others, so that their mom, their brothers can go on to live with us in harmony.
All right, all right. Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your mommy's good looking, yeah. So hush, little baby, and don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Then you'll spread your wings and go into the sky. But until then morning, there is nothing to harm you, 'cause your mommy and your daddy will be standing by.
Borrowed things. I had to borrow some things from the civil rights movement when I watched the movie Selma because it stimulated me. It struck a chord down in my soul. It made me remember that the fight for justice did not end in 1964. I had to borrow something from the Underground Railroad because it moved my feet, helped me to remember that freedom doesn't come to any of us too cheap. We now understand the meaning of what you sow, you shall truly reap. I had to borrow something from the slave narratives, the stories of people who never in the midst of dark days ever gave up hope. They believed that brighter days were on the horizon, no matter what they were told, despite being whipped, stolen, and sold. I had to borrow something from Reconstruction, that this land could never really be my land because it had been bought and sold for a few pieces of silver and a marginal amount of gold. I had to borrow something from James Baldwin, who spoke of the fire next time that is really still going on in our time, just like he foretold. You see, I needed to borrow something from Langston Hughes, who told us what it was like to be a Negro when the term African American did not even exist, because we could not claim to be Americans, for we were merely 3/5 human in a land built by our blood, tears, and sweat. I needed to borrow something from my mother and father, who taught me to stand up for my rights, never back down from a fight. Just let truth be my guiding light for my dignity and my human rights. You see, I had to borrow something from Maya Angelou, who showed me how and why the cage bird sings the melody of redemption from finally being able to fly free from the negativity that plagues our hearts and minds from the man-made nightmares and bad dreams. I needed to borrow something from Shirley Chisholm, Nikki Giovanni, and Angela Davis, voices that spoke truth, freedom, and equality that could not be shut up or shut down. Their words still sing a sweet sound, for they stood on holy, solid ground. You see, I like to tell you that the things I've borrowed along the way of my life's journey have helped me see the light of day when darkness shadowed any ray of hope, that in this life, when bending down on my knees to pray for my ancestors' gratitude, it would be given 10,000-fold. These things I have borrowed along the way have given me strength and courage to stand during the times of adversity, continue to fight for justice and mercy for this place called the home of the brave and land of the free.
I was slipping into darkness.
Come on, brother.
I was slipping into darkness.
Come on now.
When I saw my brother and sister die. I was slipping into darkness, and pretty soon you're gonna pay. But pay by who? Not pay by our hands. More than 2,000 years ago, there lived a man who brought nothing but good to us, and they crucified him on a cross. But he rose, and he's coming back. I can see maybe 2,000 years from now, there's going to be a new earth, a new place. A new preacher's going to stand up in the church, and he's going to say, turn to the Bible, part 2. And that preacher's going to open up that book, and he's going to say, back in these times, during the 16, 17, 18, 1900s, the 2000s, there lived a group of people who hated on all other races. They killed them, they hung them, they stabbed them, they enslaved them, they brainwashed them, they took control of them. And now the wrath of God is upon those who have brought all this upon his chosen people. They turned the color of their God's skin from brown to white. They turned all the names in the Bible, many of the names at least, to European names. The Bible is very Afrocentric, y'all. Pay attention to the names. There was no such thing as a Peter, a John, a Timothy, or a Mary back then. They turned all the names that were closest to Jesus to European names. And now, the wrath of God is coming back. These people have a chance to redeem themselves, but will they? They keep killing us and brainwashing us and pushing us aside. They've done everything they can possibly do except one thing. They have never yet to embrace us. Slipping into darkness, y'all. Will they change their mind? Will they beckon and redeem themselves and give themselves over to the Almighty God? Stay tuned and see.
Is there a dream you have been waiting to develop? Are you burdened by the promise of an ideal dream but have no sense of how to manifest it? Dream development helps hungry visionaries who see the future but don't know the steps to take to get there. It delivers the direction needed to execute and realize dreams. Your dream is the answer to someone's prayer or question. Don't keep them waiting. Visit dreamdevelopment.com to schedule a free 15-minute assessment. If you'd like to promote your business event or product on Radio Theater for Your Soul Season 2, please email radiotheaterforyoursoul@gmail.com. That's radiotheaterforyoursoul@gmail.com for our special summer rates and fees extended through September 2nd, 2016. Theater is spelled Theatre. That's Theatre. Or send a private or direct message at Radio Gathering on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Your continued support of storytelling and storytellers is greatly appreciated. You're listening to Radio Theater for Your Soul, where storytellers gather around the mic.
Welcome back to Radio Theater for Your Soul, right here on AcceleratedRadio.net. I'm your host, Shanice C.L. Coleman, also known as Courageous Love. And you just heard what I call poetic justice. Black Lives Matter, with our featured storytellers here around the mic. Thank you all for being here and sharing your voice, sharing your words. Please introduce yourselves again. Give us your name briefly and tell our audience how or where they can hear you, see you, or contact you in the very near future.
My name is Tuesday Connor. You can find me at the Vision Theater on Friday, August the 12th from 9 to 5. We have an open sister circle where we're teaching women how to love yourself again, how to heal yourself, how to turn your dream into wealth.
And that's in Los Angeles.
That's in Los Angeles. You can find me tuesdayconnor.com, TUESDAYCONNER. You can find us on Facebook or the Open Sister Circle. Thank you.
All right.
Hi, I'm Victoria Renee, a.k.a. Verse. You can reach me directly at verse, verse.victoriarenee@gmail.com.
Hi, this is MT's providing music sound bites for your soul. On Wednesday, August 19th, I'm going to be with Brother Rob on Wednesday Night Vibe as one of the featured poets. You can reach me on Facebook, Morshell Tees, at facebook.com.
All right.
Peace and love. I'm Tasha Ossett, spoken word artist, and I'm not hard to find. You can reach out to me on Facebook. You can tweet me at Tasha Ossett. You can also go to my I design jewelry as well, inspired by Dr. Phil Valentine. My jewelry is called Mars to Africa. You can check me out on Facebook on that. Also, MarsToAfrica.com. So you could just Google me. So peace and love to people. I'm working on projects. You could just always look me up.
And she's also the co-host of
Superforce Radio with Eddie Lamont. He couldn't make it today, but we'll have him back on the next show.
We'll have him back. He's in traffic.
Exactly.
So, all right.
Hotep family, my name is Brother Rob Poetry Morrow. I am the host of Wednesday Night Vibe on Epiphany Radio. Shout out to my Epiphany family, For Real the Poet, the CEO of Epiphany Family, and the rest of you guys. It's every other Wednesday, 7 to 10 Pacific time. And we'll be featuring MTs, and also we'll be featuring our brother Devon here.
True,
brother True.
Brother True.
Yeah, try to get that name right and stuff. So, like I said, tune in every other Wednesday from 7 to 10 Pacific time on Wednesday Night Vibe on Epiphany Radio on the internet. And you can reach me at Facebook and robspoetry.com/robspoetry1. Peace.
All right.
Hello again. My name is Low Bass, and I am the creator of the Black and Beautiful Club. You can reach us on all the digital media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Please come and chime in to the Black and Beautiful Club. We are looking for even more members, and you can contact me at any of those places. Thank you.
All right.
Blessed Love Family, I'm Lady Dread, and you can find me on Facebook, LADEEDRED. Blessed.
All right.
Hello, family. My name is True. Thought requires uncommon effort. I have a Facebook page, and you can find that at True the Poet. That's also the name of my Instagram page, True the Poet. And I will be, as Rob said, I'll be featuring one of his featured guests on August 17th on Epiphany Radio, Wednesday night at 7 p.m., Wednesday Night Vibe. And I'll also be featuring the next day on the 18th in San Bernardino at Lyrically Speaking.
All right, wonderful. Listeners, the phone lines are now open. Please call 310-910-9676, extension 1. If you'd like to share a thought on what you just heard or speak with any of our storytellers gathered here around the mic, please join us by calling 310-910-9676, extension 1. And we have a caller. Caller, what's your name and where are you calling from? Hello, caller. Are you there? Are you there? Okay, we had a caller, and we lost the caller. So that is okay. Listeners, we are right here. You just heard the storytelling, poetic justice, Black Lives Matter. I am in studio with these storytellers here. This gathering is hot in here. It's hot in a very real way, and it's hot in an intense way in what's going on in the climate of America. While we are waiting for you to call 310-910-9676, I'd like to ask anyone in here who wants to answer, what else, other than offering your poetic voice, are you doing to contribute to the Black Lives Matter movement, if anything? Does anyone want to answer that or speak on that? Or if you have a suggestion on what could be done in order to help change things as they are today? Don't all jump at once.
In regards to the Black Lives Matter, lady,
and I'm going to put you on hold for 1 second. Let me just answer this call. Hello, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Shanice. This is Ann from Detroit.
Hi, Ann from Detroit.
Hi, Ann.
Hi, everybody.
Hello,
I just wanted to first, hi, storytellers, poets, spoken word readers. Thank you, all of you. I just want to say this to Shanice first. Congratulations on your second season of Radio Theater for Your Soul.
Thank you very much.
And you're welcome. And also to the storytellers and poets, just thank you guys for your tributes to the Black Lives Matter, to the Black lives that were taken during this country's troubled times. It was really a moving and powerful message. Every movement has a message. Every movement has a song, and yours is no different. So also, I want to thank all of you, the storytellers and poets, for spoken word artists, for your acknowledging also our Black leaders and role models and ancestors. It was a great job in the delivery of your messages, and I just want to wish all of you continued success in all that you do in the future.
Thank you, Ann.
Thank you very much. And I just want to say real quickly, this is Brother Rob Morrow. We'd like to thank you as well, Queen, because without you, without the listeners, without the readers of our work, none of this would be necessary. So we salute you as well.
Thank you.
That's right.
Thank you. And also, I will continue to support your program. When you have talent on like this, it just draws me in. I was doing other things, and I was just listening and just inspired. So I will definitely check you out, on the social media. But anyway, thanks again, and congratulations, Shanice.
All right, thank you, Ann. I appreciate you so much. All right, thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye. All right, that was Ann from Detroit, everybody.
Detroit in the house.
Detroit is in the house. All right. So I was asking to Tuesday, or to anybody here. Tuesday was actually about to answer this question, what we might be doing or what she might be doing to contribute to the Black Lives Matter movement. We are still taking calls. Callers, if you're listening, 310-910-9676, extension 1. Again, that's 310-910-9676, extension 1. While we're waiting, let's go ahead and answer that question, Tuesday. You were about to chime in on my question.
Lady Dread and I have a women's social group, as the media calls us, called Royal Queens United. And you can find us. So our home base is the Vision Theater in Los Angeles in Leimert Park. And we continually try to spread positive energy, not just to our sisters, but to our brothers as well, but predominantly to our sisters, because that's who we are and we give our energy to. And we try to teach women and girls of all ages and races things that keep them off the street, not to hang out in the street where they shouldn't be. We teach them jewelry making class. We teach them sewing class. We teach them how to record a CD and how to write a book. We have venues where they can sell their merchandise, and we don't charge them anything to be a vendor. We have space where artists can perform, and sometimes you get paid and sometimes you don't, but you always have the opportunity. And if we can keep our children in activities that keep them off the street, keep them wandering around where they're not supposed to be, keep their minds active, we have a better chance to keep our children off the streets and being a statistic. My son was a statistic. Lady Dread and I had a beautiful opportunity a few times. We walked into the park and Black Lives Matters. A group was in the park and they had coffins, lids that people got to paint, and you got to paint someone's name on that coffin lid. Then they took all these coffin lids with people's pictures and names on it, and they marched downtown at City Hall and they had a die down. Everybody laid down on the ground and died. And it was one of the most beautiful experiences she and I have had together. So I just encourage people to get more involved with your children. You know, stop spending so much time outside the house running around and get involved with your children's lives.
All right. Thank you for sharing that. We have a caller on the line. Caller, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Jeanette Yanes. I'm calling from San Bernardino, California.
Hi.
My name is Pearl.
Thank you for calling. Did you enjoy the show? Did you hear the show?
I loved it. Absolutely. Just thoroughly enjoyed the pieces, and True is just awesome. Yeah, we had to show love to our local poet, True from San Bernardino.
Right.
So, yeah, we just wanted to show love and say the pieces were awesome. We're going to continue listening and excited to hear more.
Oh, right. All right. And True is right here. True, do you want to say something to the caller?
Definitely appreciate the call, appreciate the support. That's been one of my biggest fans, and I'm very encouraged that I have people who are willing to listen to what I have to say. I feel like we all have a message. Appreciate you.
And it's awesome. You know, the message is important, and we really appreciate it and have a lot of value for it.
All right. What's your name again?
This is Pearl and Jeanette.
Okay, Pearl and Jeanette. Thank you so much for calling. We really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care now.
All right. Take care. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Thank you, callers. Thank you, Pearl and Jeanette. Thank you, Ann. Thank you, listening audience. Special shout out to dreamdevelopment.com. Thank you again, Deshay. Thank you, Daryl, the photographer who is here today. Thank you, Al. Again, very honored to have all the featured storyteller, poets, singers, and musicians who gathered here around the mic and put poetic voice on the movement of Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, y'all. Please tell our listeners your names. Let them hear your voices one more time. Anybody can start.
Lady Dread.
Okay.
Brother Rob Morrow.
Tasha Asset.
MTs.
Verse.
Tuesday Connor.
And low bass.
Well, not and low bass. and
the rookie of the group. My name is True.
And Shrew. And I'm your host, Shanice C.L. Coleman, also known as Courageous Love. I'll be right back to tell you what's happening next week. Don't move.
Is there a dream you have been waiting to develop? Are you burdened by the promise of an ideal dream but have no sense of how to manifest it? Dream development helps hungry visionaries who see the future but don't know the steps to take to get there. It delivers the direction needed to execute and realize dreams. Your dream is the answer to someone's prayer or question. Don't keep them waiting. Visit dreamdevelopment.com to schedule a free 15-minute assessment. If you'd like to promote your business event or product on Radio Theater for Your Soul Season 2, please email radiotheaterforyoursoul@gmail.com. That's radiotheaterforyoursoul@gmail.com for our special summer rates and fees extended through September 2nd, 2016. Theater is spelled T-H-E-A-T-R-E. That's T-H-E-A-T-R-E. Or send a private or direct message at Radio Gathering on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Your continued support of storytelling and storytellers is greatly appreciated. You're listening to Radio Theater for Your Soul with your host, Shanice
C.L. Coleman.
Please tune in again next week. Our featured storyteller is a young work in progress. Singer-songwriter Alan Wanzer, all the way from Reston, Virginia, will offer his voice, his music, his story. And it will be happening live right here on Radio Theater for Your Soul. Same time, same place. And finally, I will be signing off weekly with a poem, or what I call a poetic offering. Sing loud, dance with confidence, project your speaking voice beyond the exit sign. You never know when someone is listening or watching or accepting your blessing, because having talent really helps. But standing in your greatness, my dear, is more about impudent boldness, courage, nerve, and shamelessness. It has very little to do with your talent. Next to God, it is your power. Use it whenever possible. Then your talent won't be taken for granted. Then your life purpose might be realized.